We have all heard about Jeff the Killer. It's an old urban legend that exploded online in the peak era of creepypastas over 10 years ago. But was it always just that? An urban legend? What was it exactly? And most importantly, was it ever real? Good to see you back here in our beautiful channel. I am D, and today we'll dive into one of the most iconic urban legends of the internet. One so popular that it even made millions question the veracity of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff the Killer. The legend started from an old image that became viral back in 2008 in 4chan. This image showed the disfigured face of what appeared to be an entity looking straight at the camera with no eyelids and a very unsettling smile. Rumors about the image then started circulating about the origins of this image. So many versions of the creepypasta became viral on many platforms: 4chan, Reddit, and especially YouTube, with the creepypasta culture being immense and at its peak by that time. That only became fuel for even more versions of urban legends of the same image. One of the most popular ones, and if you ask me, the one that made this whole thing blow, is with that iconic phrase that I'm sure you remember from that era.
Go to sleep.
This specific creepypasta of Jeff the Killer told the story about a teenage boy named Jeff, whom, with his brother and parents, had moved to a new town, where they immediately found a better faith. The story starts by telling us how, on Jeff and his brother's first day of school, they encountered some bullies who threatened Jeff's little brother Leo with knives. Then, as told how, trying to defend his younger sibling, Jeff took down all of these bullies badly, resulting in the police getting involved and his younger brother Leo taking full accountability for what happened, being taken away by the same police for the actions he claimed he did. Things only got worse for Jeff when he encountered these people who threatened him and his brother, resulting in a violent fight unfolding, in which Jeff ended up being burnt in an attack with alcohol and bleach, which caused Jeff to end permanently disfigured, his skin being bleached white, which sent him to the hospital. Once he woke up after the attack, Jeff's mind snapped after seeing himself in the mirror. The doctors discharged him for some reason. They attributed that his unusual behavior after the attack was a result of the intense painkillers he was taking, and thus sent home. Later that night, Jeff's mom woke up in the middle of the night with the sound of the water from the shower on, which, when she approached the bathroom, she found a horrendous scene that her eyes could barely believe. Jeff was in front of the mirror, holding a knife that was slowly slicing open his mouth in the shape of a smile. When he realized the presence of his mom, Jeff looked at her and said that he was now so beautiful, that he had burned his eyelids so he could see himself even better, and that also he had drawn a smile on his face so he could never be sad anymore. Jeff's mom, horrified by the scene, ran to her bedroom where Jeff's dad was, resulting in Jeff chasing her down to the room, and then he brutally stabbed both his parents to death. He then later approached his little brother's room, where he was sleeping. Jeff put his hand on Leo's mouth, told him to be quiet, that he had to go to sleep, and then, just like he did with his parents, Jeff murdered Leo with the knife. And that is the urban legend that gives birth to the iconic phrase, "Go to sleep," and the same one that says that Jeff the Killer is still somewhere out there, continuing his killing streak. This tells the story about a victim of Jeff the Killer, a boy who was sleeping in his bedroom. What he said was, "I woke up in the middle of the night after a bad dream, and I saw that for some reason my window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. So I got up and shut it once more. And after that, I crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when a weird feeling kicked in. And then I saw him. A pair of unsettling, ominous eyes, barely visible from the ray of light coming through my curtains, and I observed a horrifying smile on his face. He then said in a way only a crazy person would say it, 'Go to sleep.' He jumped on top of my bed, holding a knife, aiming at my heart. So I fought back. I screamed as I was trying to get him off of me. And the second my dad came into the room, that thing threw out the knife and immediately went to take down my dad. If it wasn't because the police was already on the way, because my neighbors had already heard the noise, that thing would have finished all of us off. When I heard the sirens, this crazy person ran down my hallway. I then heard a glass being smashed and ran out of my bedroom to see my back door shattered in pieces, and I saw this person fade away in the dark in the woods as he was running away. I know I'll never forget that horrifying face, those cold, dark, unsettling eyes, and that haunting smile that came straight from hell. This is, at least, the part of the lore behind the entity of Jeff the Killer. But believe it or not, the story, the urban legend, goes deeper into the real world. The original image is still an unresolved mystery. Nobody truly knows where the original image comes from. There's been multiple series attempts to track down the original image. It is known that it's an image photoshopped in a satire way of someone. There is an old version that says that the person behind the edited image is a girl named Katie Robinson, who posted her picture in 4chan back around 2008, where, unfortunately, she was mocked by her appearance, and thus why people edited the image into the one that we know about Jeff the Killer. Then someone else on 4chan made a post saying that was Katie's sister, claiming that Katie had become suicidal and depressed, a result of the people online mocking her, until she committed suicide. No article on the internet ever existed documenting this fact, and so on, the search for the origin kept going. It was also known that there was an interview in 2019 from a YouTuber with the actual person behind the identity of Katie Robinson, and she claimed that her picture had been stolen from her account in MySpace and then later re-uploaded to 4chan in the form of a sick prank. and that the story about Katie Robinson was entirely fabricated and fake. Years later, a user with this name discovered something on the website gasobox.com, where an image of a Japanese young woman named Mariko was found, and this image nearly perfectly lines up with the popular image of Jeff the Killer. And then later on, it was revealed that there was a series of pictures of her uploaded all over the internet without her consent back in 2004 by her then boyfriend for other users to make grotesque edits and make fun of her. It was rumored that because of this, Mariko had also committed suicide with the same ending as Katie Robinson's case, which it was later disproven as well, because it was revealed that Mariko had broken up with her boyfriend not long after he spread these images online. If we can learn something from the urban legend of Jeff the Killer, it's how easily, how fast rumors and fake information can spread online, and also teaches us how cruel some certain individuals can be just for the sake of it. This portal closes right here, right now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have anything to say or have any questions about this topic, please, by any means, drop a comment down below. I'll be reading all of them and make my best to respond to all of them. My name is D, and you know where to find me.